Hey, Mrs. Peddycord here. Just want to give you your directions for what you're going to accomplish in class on Friday, the 16th of May. There are two things that I want you to focus on today. You're going to do some more practice with graphing inequalities in two variables. What I've done is given you some resource and reference material, some examples, some steps. We've played around with this. You've practiced some graphing inequalities already. I want to look to correct some of the errors that you might be making, and I want you to study the examples. There are 3 different examples on the pink page that you get. Take the time to read that. There's tips, there's talking through, there's check your progress even through that. When you're done studying those examples, you want to complete the problems number 12 through 23 that are sitting on the side of the front page. In order to accomplish 12 to 23, you're going to get a piece of graph paper. It looks like this, and it's numbered with a grid to graph all of your 12 to 23 on. Pay attention to what your boundary lines should look like. Pay attention to where your shading should go. Focus on the fact as well that once you accomplish problems 12 through 15, you're in a position where you have to solve each of the inequalities for y. And you can do that work on separate paper, but just to keep in mind what that looks like for problem number 16. In order for me to solve 16 for y, I'm going to copy the problem down. I'm going to subtract 6x's from both sides. I'm trying to get it into that y equals mx plus b format. This was added here. It's going to remain positive. Let me do this. Negative 6x plus 12. To finish this problem, I have to divide every piece by 3. Y is greater than, no worries about switching the sign because I'm dividing by a positive number. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 4. So my b value would be 4. My m, or my slope, would be negative 2 over 1, down 2 to the right 1. And one thing that I want you to pay attention to is this sign is telling us that it's going to be a dashed boundary line. And because it reads y is greater than, I'm going to be shading in number 16 above the line. So you've got a challenge with the last, with 16 through 23 in terms of solving for y. So be careful with your algebra. If you don't solve for y properly, you're going to wind up with a wrong graph. Now the other thing that I would like you to do is try just this multi-step equation solving. I'd like you to work through problems 1 through 6 by Monday, and then we'll do an error analysis and figure out where things are, how you're doing on those problems. I'd like to see you do my nice little method of fold the paper up and put all the work on the back. So for problem number 1, come to the back. 0 equals y minus 16 minus 3y. One thing you could do is look at gathering up like terms, or you could just say, well, first of all, let me get this darn 16 out of here by adding 16 to both sides. Y minus 3y remains on the right. If I do the math for 1y minus 3y, I get negative 2y. I'm going to finish undoing by dividing by negative 2 and find out that y is equal to negative 8. One of the things that you can do at this point with each of these 6 problems is go back in. Is negative 8 minus 16 minus 3 times negative 8 equal to 0? You can use your calculator to check that. Again, you have problems 12 to 23 to graph on your paper, and you also have problems 1 through 6 in the multi-step equation solving. Good luck. Have a good weekend. Whatever you can't turn in today needs to be turned in on Monday completed. Thank you.